and welcome to Strongr Fastr for Professionals, a software that enables fitness professionals to deliver nutrition plans, training plans, and habits to their clients. Today I'm going to demo the software and highlight a few key features. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can check below to see timestamps for specific topics and to get additional links and information. But with that, I'm going to get started. So there's a few different account types that you can have depending on how or what type of content you want to deliver to your clients and how you want to deliver it. In terms of type of content, you can deliver nutrition plans only, training plans only, or both. All plans will include habits. And in terms of delivery methods, you can deliver via app or web or via PDF, which you would send either through email or a paper copy. So I know that a lot of fitness professionals want to include their own branding, which we'll get into a little more, but it just deserves discussion at this step because it can have some implications. So with PDF, you can add your own logo. It will show up on the PDF copy. Via app and web, you can include your own logo. You can include a tile, so this will change, and brand colors. And you can also host the website on your own domain. So I know some people don't want to see the Strongr Fastr branding at all. They only want their clients to see their branding. So with that, there's some important distinction. So you can host the website on your own domain, like I said, and you can set it up so that the client will never be invited to the app, so they won't know about it, and they will only use the website to view their plans. But there are a few features that are only available through the app. So the app, when your clients download it, they'll go to the App Store or the Play Store, and they will see the Strongr Fastr branding and our app tile. And then when they download it and the tile's on their phone, it will be the Strongr Fastr app tile. But once they click into it, it will be all of your branding. So we'll take a look at that a bit later, but that's just to highlight that there are various different account types and to keep in mind some of those aspects as you select. So for the purposes of this demo, I'm going to be acting as a fitness professional who is delivering nutrition plans, training plans, and habits to my clients via app and web. So depending on what your account type looks like, it might look a little different. But if you check out our pricing page, you can see which account types have access to what. So to get into the software, we have this client overview, but I'm going to create my own client. I'm going to get them set up with a meal plan, training plan, habits, etc. So first step is putting in their details and inviting them. So I can create and invite them now, or create them now and invite them later, which is what I'm going to do. And then I can get them set up. So I can put in some of this demographic data, which will help the software calculate calorie and macro recommendations based on their weight loss goal and activity level. So now that we've set that up, we can assign this client some goals. And we'll get started with the meal plan. So we have this form that you can have the client fill this in if they're using the app or website, but I'll fill it in for them. So for diet types, Strongr Fastr supports no restriction, pescatarian, vegetarian, paleo, keto, and vegan diet types. And there's also some other ways you can further tailor the meal plan to better meet the needs and preferences of your clients, including if they have any food allergies. So for example, let's say Adam here is allergic to soy. If I flag that, there will be no recipes that contain soy that will be ever recommended to Adam. Similarly, we can, let's say we know that he doesn't like Brussels sprouts. We can exclude Brussels sprouts, and there will be no Brussels sprout recipes that ever get recommended to him. Then we can select which meals we want to include. So if we want a client to be intermittent fasting, we can deselect breakfast, for example. And then down here we have the nutrition settings, and here's what the software recommends. But let's say I'm his trainer and I know that I want him to be on 2,000 calories a day with at least 150 grams of protein and flexible carbs and fats. So I can save this, and well, just to highlight, so once I save this, all future plans will be dynamically created based off of these parameters. So all future plans won't have soy or Brussels sprouts, meet all these various things that I've set up. So to see that in action, we can save. And so now, depending on what your personal style is, you can choose to either message Adam, be like, okay, this is set up, you can go create your meal plans yourself if you want to. Or if you want a more hands-on approach, you can create the meal plans yourself, which I'll show here. So we're going to create this meal plan, and really we could do that in one step, and we could have a meal plan that hits all those parameters that we just set for him. But we have this intermediary step that you can select a few recipes from each meal type just to get the meal plan started out with something that you like, that you think would be a good match for Adam. So you can try that out if you want to, but we're going to skip this step and click generate. And as you can see, the software has created a meal plan that is hitting his macro and calorie goals, and it includes full recipes and ingredient lists, as well as a grocery list. And behind the scenes, the app is doing a lot here with this grocery list to keep it manageable and realistic. Of some of our competitors, if you look at their grocery list, it's 120 ingredients long. It's so expensive, and it has a lot of strange ingredients that you have to go to specialty stores for. So we've done a lot of work in keeping this as realistic and as easy to follow as possible, economical, because it's our philosophy that the easier it is to stick to, the longer the client will be able to stick to it and see results. So with that in mind, we have this meal plan and it's ready to go. If we're a PDF trainer, we could export, send it off. If we're app trainer, we could let the client know that the meal plan is ready for them. But if we want to do some more customization on their plan, we can do that. So for example, you can take a look at these recipes and we can edit them. So you can edit the recipe for this client, for all clients. You can also dislike it for this client, so it will never be recommended to them again, or to any client again if you don't like the recipe at all. And you can also swap out recipes. So let's say I want to swap out this breakfast. I can see here this long list of recipes that have been predetermined to fit Adam's macro goals for this slot. And this one, as we see with this label, is one of my favorites. I had favorited it in the app before. We'll take a look at that later. But so I'll select this, and now that recipe is in here, and it's still hitting Adam's macro targets. Another way, if we have a lot of recipes that we want to swap out, we could use this pin and regenerate functionality. There's multiple ways we can look at it. I prefer this view for this. So I can pin the recipes that I like, and then I can regenerate the unpinned ones, and it will put in fresh picks, of course, always while fitting his macros. So I can keep doing this until I find things that I'm happy with, and I can click done. So now I have this meal plan and I'm happy with it. I'm ready to send it off. So there's a few finishing touches that I can do. One, I can add people to the meal plan. So let's say Adam has a partner and they share dinners together. I can add the partner to the meals they share, and an appropriately sized portion will get added to the recipe and to the grocery list, and they'll be portioned out so that they both can eat. We also have an off-plan functionality, so I can, let's say I know Adam eats out every Friday with his partner, I can set this to be an off-plan meal, and it will carve out some calories and macros for Adam to shoot for off-plan, which we'll see shortly. So with that, I'm happy with what this looks like, and I'm ready to send it off via PDF or just type a message, let Adam know that it's ready for him. And we can see what it would look like on Adam's end by clicking here. This will log us into his account so we can see what it looks like. So this is his homepage. We see he has these meals planned for today. We haven't set up his training plan, but we'll get to that shortly. And so here we have the recipes for him to follow, and we have his grocery list, which here he can mark things off. We also have a feature if, for example, he wanted to make sure that he was picking the right brand of couscous, he could click this, and this tool will allow him to find brands with similar macros on the shelves. So it gives him an ability to make sure that he's picking brands that are in line with what the app suggests. And another thing I want to highlight is that he also has this recipe browser where he can, where he can see basically all of his coach's favorite recipes. So it's sort of like your own recipe book for the client, and you can add in your own recipes, which we'll see later, but all of these have the badge, and as he's swapping, he'll be able to see that. So Adam has the same screen that you do. So once he gets the meal plan and looks at it, let's say he sees a recipe and he's like, I'm really not going to eat that. I don't like sugar snap peas. He can go and swap it out himself and sort of fine tune it to what he wants to eat so that he'll actually eat it and stick to his plan. And as he's doing that, you'll notice that this badge is there that shows him that this is one of your favorites, so it's a way you can sort of help guide his hand to pick selections that you think are good matches. So going back here, another thing I wanted to talk about is sort of the flexible approach that we take to meal planning. So like I said, our philosophy is it's got to fit in with everyday life, and part of that is that life happens. And so let's say life happens and he just cannot make this breakfast this morning, so he can skip it, and it tells him what macros to shoot for. And so then he can go to the food log and he can log what he does eat. And here, if he's using the app, he can use the barcode scanner and scan barcodes. He can add his own custom macros for foods. There's restaurant macro information for some dishes for popular chains. He can use, etc. So it can really be flexible in terms of mixing and matching, planning, and traditional food logging. Okay, so now that we've checked that out and we see what that's all about, we can go up and set his workouts up. So you can have the client pick their own routine. You can also import your own routines, which is what we have with this sample 6-day-a-week plan. And so I can assign this to him. And we'll check out workouts a little later, more in depth. And then we can view, so this is pretty much exactly what it will look like on Adam's screen. And if we see here the list of workouts, you can click this Do It button and it will take the client through a walkthrough of each exercise. You can also click the Log It button, which is more, you can skip around a bit, but there's also additional information in here with videos. So that is the workout routine. And then lastly, we'll get Adam set up with habits. So I've already added in these habits. You can, of course, add more if you want to. But I want him to take a multivitamin every day of the week. And there's other ways you can schedule this. And I also want him to check in with me every Sunday. So I can assign this to Adam, and then he's all good to go. I can message him, telling him when he should start, and any other instructions I have. But we'll take one last look at what his account looks like now. So we log in, and here we see his home page. We have the meals that he's supposed to eat today, his habits that he can check off or see more information about, and his workout, which is right here, that he can start doing. So that is Adam. So now I'm going to go to this client who's been active for a bit longer, so we can see what his account looks like. So if we click in, we can see some information about how well he's been complying to our goals and how his weight's progressing, if he's been logging it on the app, and what his macro history is looking like. Another thing you can do is view the client's macro analytics. So if this client has been logging consistently and logging what they eat and how much they weigh, we can get some stats and some projections. And this can help you as the professional modulate their calorie and macro goals over time depending on how they're performing. So that's useful. And then we can also take a look at what he's been up to today. So today we see Taylor has logged some calories, he's logged his habit, but he hasn't logged today's workout. And we can go back in time too. So let's say we want to see yesterday's logs. So we see here that he's eaten some recipes from the app, which you can see what he's been eating. You can also see that he's logged some off-plan meals down here that shot him over his calories. And then we can see he didn't do his habit, he didn't work out, so maybe we can check up with him, see how he's doing, get him back on track. So that's for Adam, and we can go back out. And I want to go through some more information about these tabs up here. So we have this recipe tab. And to talk a little bit about our recipes, we've done a lot of work in curating a database full of macro-friendly, easy recipes that don't require tons of ingredients. Strange ingredients requires strange kitchen equipment that a lot of people don't have access to. Our philosophy is to make things as easy to stick to and have them be simple and everyday. So here you can also add your own recipes, and as I briefly mentioned before, you can favorite recipes, which are called Coach's Favorites. So every recipe that you favorite will have that badge that says it's a Coach's Favorite, and will be highlighted to the client. So when you're creating a new recipe, you will be asked at the end to tag the various aspects about the recipe so that it can automatically go to the correct clients. For example, if I create a new recipe and I label it as having soy in it, it will not get delivered to Adam, who is allergic to soy, or any other clients who are allergic to soy. Or if I can label a recipe as being for vegans only, for example, if I don't think other diet types would really be interested in that recipe, and it won't get delivered to Adam, who is a no restriction diet plan. So all of that is automatically taken care of and applied to the correct clients. And you can search through our database and favorite yours to sort of personalize the app better for your clients. But moving on, we can get into the routines. So we have this sample routine here. You can add your own. This is an overview, but to dial in a little bit deeper, there's a few things I want to highlight about the workout. So Here, if we go into the workout settings, there's some additional things you can set up about the workout, including a progression scheme, so that the app can automatically increase the weights/reps for the client, assuming they hit specific benchmarks, which can be detailed here. You can also add your own exercises, including your own workout videos if they have a YouTube link. And you can set it up on YouTube so that videos are unlisted, so if only people who have the link can view them, so it's not as public. So that would be a good option if you have your own workout videos. And then lastly, we have the exercise groups. So exercise groups are a collection of exercises that can be shared between multiple workouts. So for example, I have this lower body warm-up with some stretches for the lower body that I want to include on all of my lower body workouts. So I can just add it in as we see here, and now I don't have to be individually entering all of those exercises every time. I can just put in this exercise group. Okay, so moving along, we also have messaging, which you can choose to activate, so you can message your clients or create group messages between your clients to keep them engaged and motivated, to check up on them. And here we have the habits, where you can add new habits and some information to help the client follow the habits better. And then we have this team tab, so you can add new team members, and between team members you can swap clients, recipes, routines, etc. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about is branding. So with branding, as I mentioned before, you can change the logo, which is right here, which is also where the client would see it when they open up the menu. You can change this icon up here, and you can change the colors of the app. So to look at that a little more, here you can change the colors or enter your own color. And then if we continue on, here's where you can pick the domain. So you can choose to use our domain, a white label domain, and have your fully branded subdomain set up on hostly.app. Or you can use your own domain so that it is further tailored to your branding. So with that, that concludes the demo of Strongr Fastr for professionals. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us in the menu. We have a contact feedback section. That would be a great place to do it. And let us know if you have any questions. Thank you very much.